How's it going, guys? Mr. Foster here, and I apologize. I'm not going to be able to make it into class today. Got a sick kid at home, so I apologize for that, but I am completely confident in your class captains. Thank you very much for holding it down, class captains. Thank you so much goes out to the guest teacher, aka sub, and business as usual. So, thanks, guys. So, as you can see here, hopefully I already went through the learning objectives. First step is going to be to get some definitions down. We just have one today. Historical context, make sure you're getting everything in the highlighted area. So this is going to be more of a snippet. So if you'd like to use this video or the slides for Unit 2 to be able to get this in your Section 3, that's fine, but I'm going to go ahead and move on for the sake of time. Just to give you a little snippet, we're going to continue by finishing up our 2.1 presentations. Remember using that PV LEGS acronym. Class captains, if you'd be so kind as to be the slide turners so we could quickly get through the remaining people that weren't able to present that little 30-second snippet from last class. Thank you very much for that. Then we're going to be going on to 2.2. So 2.2 has two parts. First of all, we're going to be using that new definition of historical context to be able to use this claim. So it says improved commercial practices and technology led to an increased volume of trade on the Silk Road. And then also using your new definition for context to be able to go into these two questions. So we've got one term that best serves as evidence to the support the given claim, and then three terms that best provide helpful context to be able to go into that. So that's where we need to kind of use that definition of historical context to be able to determine which of these words, or terms I should say, would be best context, and then which one is actually evidence for that claim. So it's a little tricky. We'll talk about it on Friday. Do your best. Try to do that in SAQ format to try to kind of get a written response down just like you would with an SAQ. Finally, last thing for today, it's a little bit more on the fun side. I'm looking for students that can create some multiple choice questions that will be the bank that Mr. Scales and I draw from as far as our next vocab quiz. So you know in Section 3 all of your vocab words. If not, I hope that you have those as soon as possible so you can be being successful on your notebook check, as you guys know from last class. And then just make sure that you are using those vocab definitions to be able to create some questions. So like it says, if you would like to work with partners, then please create at least 5 questions, since you have more brains to be able to work towards this. If you are working by yourself, create 3 content-related vocabulary questions. And I think that's all that we've got. Oh yeah, wanted to remind you guys for the reading for tomorrow, I've got this Silk Road article from the Smithsonian, which is a .edu. And so I want to remind you that it's very similar to the AMSCO book as far as just finding 5 to 8 examples of either the SPICE or the AP reasoning skills. But also please consider that this is the Silk Road from the beginning of the Silk Road. And as we saw when we went through the unit preview, the Silk Road had like 3 emergences. So to be able to make sure that we're kind of zooming in on the time period that we're talking about, which is 1200 to 1450, and having this reading as well as 2.1 from AMSCO ready to go for tomorrow, because we're going to be diving into a pretty cool activity related to the Silk Road tomorrow. All right, guys, good job, and I'll be seeing you on Friday. Bye.